Do this. You gonna
Yeah.
record it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm recording. Hey, welcome to Movie Cruise. I'm John Sweet.
And I'm Marty Colts, and on this episode, we wonder who put Tom in jeans to play sand volleyball.
And we find out that just like you, this movie does its best thinking in the shower.
All right, let's get into it.
It's been 2 weeks since we recorded episode 0, and now we're here to talk about Tom Cruise's 5th movie,
Yeah,
Top Gun.
Top Gun. This is maybe this is the reason why we're all here.
Maybe.
You and I mean, I don't know. There's no one else here, but just you and I.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully there's other people listening, but I won't
Right.
plan on it.
You're right. So yeah, I watched it. Did you watch it?
I definitely watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Do we want to do a 30-second synopsis?
I think we should.
You want to do it?
For people who haven't seen the movie or have forgotten about the movie or have seen the movie and remember it but just like hearing synopsis,
Yeah.
let's do that. Okay.
But spoilers? Are you gonna?
That's a good question. I'll do it like the back of a DVD box so there's no spoilers and it's very vague about the ending.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
All right, you
I
ready?
think I'm going to nail this.
Okay,
You
I'm
ready?
gonna time you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Go.
Tom Cruise plays Maverick, a Navy pilot. His ROIC guy in the back of the plane is Goose. They get picked to go to Top Gun weapons school because the best guy dropped out. They go to Top Gun. They compete against other classmates to be the Top Gun. They go into dogfights. Things happen. Tom Cruise is tested. Here we are talking about it. How long was that?
It was pretty good. That was I think that was about 30 seconds.
Okay, good on time.
And I think if you just listen to that versus watch the movie, you would know the same amount as what I know.
Okay, so Marty had a hard time with it. I initial impressions. I thought it was fine. There were problems with the cinematography of the dogfights and the practice whenever they're in the plane. There were other awkward moments, but I thought it was fine overall.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe when we get into it, I'm going to find myself agreeing with you. But yeah, what was your initial impression?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I went into it with just really high expectations because this was a movie that I remember liking. And it started off boring from the beginning, and
It starts off on an aircraft carrier with planes in the sky.
I know that does sound exciting, but
Yeah.
it's these and this was the same, I think, from All the Right Moves. It's these long, like, montage intros where nothing is happening. I don't know if, like, this era of movie, why this is happening, but there's like credits for like 3 or 4 minutes and nothing is just music and nothing is happening.
There were a lot. The music was Danger Zone. I mean, it's very exciting music.
It's high energy,
in theory. Yeah, but you mean nothing in the plot is happening.
Yeah, there's like it's just like scenery. It just set up, I guess, and there's no, like, sometimes in movies they sort of like introduce you to characters and like things are happening in this intro and you're like learning about, like, we know this is about jets, right? Like, we know this.
It's a big, one of the problems I have throughout is that there's no historical context. Nope. Like there's a title card at the very beginning that says like it's 1960 something maybe, and this is what Top Gun is, but it doesn't say who are the villains and the bad guys? Who are they fighting? So when they're up in the sky, I don't know what the stakes are.
I mean, I think it says like Indian Ocean it gives you that, like, it tells you that's where you are, but that's it.
At the end, for sure. I didn't remember that at the beginning. So I'm seeing these guys in their really cool planes. I don't know what a MiG is. I don't know what's happening or why we care. That's true.
Right. Yeah, they don't. Like that intro with Cougar and Merlin, like
great nicknames.
They have like no setup, right? You're just out
Merlin's
there.
in the beginning.
Isn't he?
He's in the end for sure. Because in the end, he's like in the back of the plane and he's like an excited dog in the car when you pass a park. He's just like, looking around like this. But I didn't. And it was very
Merlin
goofy.
is Cougar's Rio.
Cougars.
So
Okay, got it.
yeah, he just like he really gets it from both sides of this movie because he's stuck in the back of this thing, and Cougar like
Poor
freaks
guy.
out, and yeah. So I guess like it just overall impressions, the 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 flying and the dog fights, while like really kind of crazy what's going on. The cinematography is strange during these
It's
things.
very strange.
That's like that's decent. That's like
Okay.
enjoy. It's entertaining to watch that stuff go on. But then everything else
Wow.
is like, why is this happening? Why are they in a shower? Why, who are these people? It just like I don't know.
I had a couple of moments like that too. I think if you want, give an example of your the weirdest moment, and then we could get into like the larger plot of the story.
Um, well, I think the thing that I was asking myself towards the end of this is like what percentage of this movie is shot inside either a shower, a bathroom, or a locker room? And it's like if you're not flying, you're probably in a locker room or a shower,
Yeah.
right? Like most of it is in those two locations, and that feels odd to me.
There was one scene in particular that happens in a shower and then pans to a guy eavesdropping in the shower who then goes to a phone and calls someone who I don't know who's on the other end
No,
and gives message that doesn't have anything to do with the scene that just happened. It's crazy.
wasn't no. That was when Maverick drops out, right?
It was, but that was not explicitly stated in the conversation that he eavesdropped onto.
That's true. He was talking to what's his
Iceman, I
name, like the
think.
chief. I thought he was talking to the.
Maybe Tom
I don't know.
Skerritt,
Maybe it was
Sergeant,
Iceman.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
and he's
there's
like
some.
leaning up against the in the bathroom with his towel on and just eavesdropping on this conversation.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's very, very odd. Uh, there's going to be a lot of moments like this. It's going to be fun to cover, I actually think. Do you want to just go through the story?
Sure, let's. I mean, there's not much. Honestly, there's not much story to it, but yeah. I mean, so in the beginning, they're out in the Indian Ocean. This is like wartime, I guess.
It's
There's
Cold War, like
some
60s, right?
conflict happening. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the year was, but so it's Maverick and Goose, and then Cougar and Merlin are out on a patrol, and they run into these MiGs, right?
Don't know what that is. I guess it's a plane.
Yeah, I mean it's a Russian plane,
It's
is
never
what it is, but
explained.
no, it's never explained what this is, but it's so I looked this up. It's called a MiG-28. It is not a real airplane. It does not exist. So they made this thing up. MiG is a real aircraft manufactured in Russia, but a MiG-28 does not exist. So it's like it's been created to be this sort of like new, unknown, mysterious, high performance enemy
Interesting.
that they're fighting against.
You know what's interesting is that they never name the villain actor. Like they never say Russian or Soviets.
True.
They never really they don't have any names of any of the enemy pilots, but they do name the MiG as though the MiG itself is the symbol of the enemy, right? The MiG is the enemy. It's just these faceless planes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason that they do this, right, this whole intro thing is that they get into a dogfight with these MiGs. Are there more of them than they expect?
I don't know. This yeah, I guess.
So they
And
get
they're
into a
moving
dogfight.
really fast and maneuvering like crazy, right? And Cougar has a panic attack.
Yeah, because I guess like one of them is in a position to shoot Cougar, and Maverick takes his time getting over there and does this. He does that. He flips over inverted
Oh yeah, right.
and like flips him the bird.
That was cool.
That it turns out to be like that makes him famous. That he
Yeah.
does that, and like is like his calling card for the rest of the
We're
movie is that he
supposed to
did this.
understand that. They actually say later on he is world famous for this, but we can never understand why.
Right. Yeah. And it's all classified, so nobody has ever heard of this yet. He's world famous for this
Sure.
this particular maneuver. But it scares Cougar, right? Because he's like thinking he's gonna die, and then has a panic attack. Meanwhile, Merlin's in the back, like, you got to land this thing. I'm stuck back here. Like,
Right.
you got to get me out of this.
They're running out of fuel. They're far out of range. Yep.
So Maverick, you know, he's about to land, but he's realizing that Merlin is like, or no, Cougar, sorry, has, you know, lost his mind and isn't going to be able to land. So he goes around and escorts him in, which is weird. I don't know how that's helpful to have another plane that's like next to you.
Yeah.
While
I mean,
you're
if he
trying to
could
land.
communicate over radio, couldn't he have communicated what he said just over the radio from far away?
Yeah, I mean,
know,
I imagine a
without
lot of
flying next
people are
to
trying
him.
to talk to him.
And if
You know,
you're
like-
if you're hoping for eye contact with Cougar, that's not going to help him fly the plane, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't know how that's useful, but he does it.
Anyway, so they bring him in. What happens then?
So they bring him in, and then Cougar he's like, he almost widowed his kids, and so or not his kids, his wife, right? And so he's like,
His kids are married. And
Yeah.
Who's going to take them down with him? Yeah.
yeah. So then he quits the Navy. He like turns in his wings, which I
didn't
I
know
don't
you
know
could
if
do
you
that.
can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm having a bad time. I'm going home. Doesn't seem like an option in the military.
Yeah. I don't like this Navy thing. So
But maybe it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. We're going to get people mad at us. But yeah, he drops out.
Right.
And then this amazing sergeant, who I maintain is the second best character in the movie.
second best. I want to hear who your first best character is, but I agree.
Goose.
I like this guy.
Yeah. I like Goose the best. We'll get into it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has one of the more iconic lines in this movie.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's great.
Yeah. But it turns out like Cougar was the best pilot, right? Because Cougar was going to Top Gun.
Yeah.
And so now, because he quit, they have to send Maverick and Goose
Yep.
to Top Gun.
Great. I guess that's how it works. I can't
that's-
disagree.
Yeah, that's how we get there. And then the rest of the movie, there's no more combat. There's no more we never really talk about what's happening in the Indian Ocean or any of that. The rest of the movie,
We return to it.
you go back, but
But
just,
yeah, the rest of it is like in this hermetically sealed bubble of the Top Gun flight school.
yeah.
It's
So
like you
just-
enter this environment now where instead of the Soviets or the MiGs being the enemy, now it's like this kind of melodrama. It's almost like this 90210 soap opera within Top Gun that has elements of existential threat that do kind of like change Tom Cruise's character. But yeah, it's all like sealed.
Right. Yeah. Which is like, as I was thinking about this and trying to describe it to you during our first episode, it was like, it's just this training thing. They're like only at Top Gun, the school, for most of the movie. And they're
Yeah.
just doing like, they're trying to get points and win.
Is this what bothers you?
What bothers me is that there's really no plot that you can develop. It's like sometimes you do well in the dogfight, sometimes you don't do well. Like,
Yeah.
there's some characters that they introduce, but
It's true. Yeah, there's not much plot.
yeah,
The plot points are, and I don't want to speed up too much, but the plot points are basically Maverick and Goose enter Top Gun. Goose dies.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the Indian Ocean again and have a dogfight.
right.
Right?
I think it would. Maverick meets Charlie. That's important.
Charlie. I've been calling her girl in my notes. I'm so sorry to all of our female listeners. I could not connect her name. So after they joined Top Gun, I want to point out a couple of scenes I really liked or had to call out. The flyby.
on the tower.
Yeah, so Maverick comes in from like a practice session, I guess, does a flyby on the tower, which he was told not to do. Uh, and he just like he roars past the tower. The guy who had denied permission spills coffee all over himself, like a Kramer move almost. And in the next scene, he's basically complaining to Maverick and Goose's commanding officer. And he walks out of the office and walks into the guy holding a tray of coffee. But at some point in the scene, the guy who gets the coffee spilled twice yells, "I want some butts."
Yeah.
Which is just one of the weirdest lines to hear in this movie.
Yeah. And
strange.
There's like 4 things that happen in this movie that just happen over and over and over again. Right? It's the same scene done in different locations. Like the thing with Cougar and Merlin is like exactly the same as what happens in the end to Maverick and Merlin in this case. Like Merlin's just
it happens twice to Maverick, as we're going to see. Yeah.
And then the coffee thing, like they spill coffee on that guy, they fly by the tower and he spills coffee on himself like 4 or 5 times.
That's a gag, right? Like that's fine to bring back. It's a callback.
The whole thing is gags. Like that there's like a bit that they're just doing over and over.
No, as we're going to see when we get to the review section, this is a very serious movie.
Right.
That should inspire you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, where should we shoot this scene? Shower.
I'm a little sweaty. Every time there's a scene, every time there's a scene in the control room during like a practice run or a dogfight, everyone is so sweaty.
Yeah. It's got to be just so hot.
So hot. Oh my God.
I wrote down, like, this is probably the 3rd thing I wrote down is like Cougar is very sweaty.
Yeah.
They're just constantly sweaty. Always. This is like the dust in Legend.
It's just a constant element factor. Yeah. So around the time of this flyby, I actually think in the same scene, Maverick and Goose make a mistake. And I believe the mistake is that they're flying too low. So they're trying to basically shoot down their instructors in like a mock session. Mm-hmm. And they do it, but they flew below the floor or above the ceiling, right? And like get in trouble. Okay. Mm-hmm. So and this was like a character development moment for Maverick, one of a couple, because they finish this and apart from being in trouble for the flyby, they get in trouble for that and say like, we have these rules for a reason. That could be really dangerous. And afterwards, there's this kind of intimate scene with Goose and Maverick where Goose is like, I have family, and I'll be honest with you, I was scared. And it's like he has this line of, it's like you're flying with a ghost. And Maverick like really hears that and wants to change his behavior. And he doesn't make that mistake again. And so that's like one moment out of a couple where you see Maverick dial back on his just reckless abandon and not caring about anyone's safety.
Yeah, yeah. And the ghost in that case is his dad, right?
Presumably, yeah.
Because there's like, they kind of bring up random little tidbits about, I think his dad's name is Duke.
Yeah, I mean, Maverick
happened.
I don't know how old Maverick is, but he's an orphan. And his dad was in the Navy and just disappears at one point. And most people assume that he messed up. But he like keeps in his heart that no, my dad was the best pilot ever. And we eventually learn, what actually happened, kind of. But it's like it's a loose thread. It's weird that it's there at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of. It sort of like brings him back from the incident with Goose, right? He's blaming himself for it, which he's sort of like I think aligning with the story that he's been told about his dad, that it was his dad's fault that like a bunch of people died and like he was a bad pilot, and like he's kind of like, I think, lining himself up with what happened to Goose and what he did in that situation. And then when he's told the story of what his dad did and how he saved a bunch of people, I think that kind of brings him back out of, because he quit at that point and
he had quit. It emboldens him a little bit. It doesn't fix everything, but it helps him like not, because I think that's a really good point. I didn't think of this, but it's like he believes his dad screwed up, like choked, and was responsible for all these people dying. And Tom Cruise kind of has that similar type of scenario happen to him, though not really. And so he aligns it with his dad's legacy, thinking, well, this is inevitable. He did it, so of course I'm going to do it. So it's like this symbolic, like mirroring. But when he learns that's not what happened to his dad, he's able to kind of break free of that symbolic thinking, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I think we're giving his character a little
credit.
more credit, but
Okay, let's get into. You want to get into the love story, because we kind of skipped over that bar scene.
yeah, we did skip over the bar scene. The love story portion of this movie, it's very strange.
Okay, how about I introduce it and then you point out all the problems with it?
Sure, go ahead.
So they're Goose, Maverick, Iceman, who's Val Kilmer's character, and his Rio are all at a bar that's primarily for Navy people. Maverick scopes out a girl and starts singing to her, "You've lost that love and feeling," and like the whole bar jumps in. It has the vibe of like when you're at a restaurant and the whole restaurant is singing "Happy Birthday" to you, which is the worst experience in the world.
Yeah, but most people know the words to Happy Birthday. This song, it's like it's that moment in the musical where everybody knows the words to this song that like maybe this was a super popular song at the time, but like
It must
all
have
of the
been.
Navy pilots suddenly know the words and they jump in, and the guy there's that other guy puts on the glasses and like takes over from Goose and Maverick and just continues the song.
It was like as though it were Sweet Caroline or like the Piano Man or
Yeah.
or what, like I don't know if it must have been popular at that time.
Yeah,
Strange
I
choice.
suppose. Yeah.
But Charlie, the girl, kind of rejects him. And then he follows her into the bathroom. And I'm watching this and writing in my notes, please don't do what you're about to do. And then he does it. And it's no good, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Yeah.
I definitely remember that. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where like they actually talk a little bit, is in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Again,
their chemistry is not there. It's a no-fly zone.
yeah.
But it's they do
Everything
talk in the
happens.
bathroom.
You're either in an airplane or in the bathroom.
The bathroom.
So I want to go back though, because
So true.
she rejects him.
In the
And-
bathroom. Oh no, before.
No,
the
no,
bathroom.
before that, right?
Yeah.
And like she's apparently on a date with somebody.
That's right.
She's like, this is Perry.
He
I'm
gets a
like-
name. I did not realize he was billed.
Well, I think because I wrote it down, like, who is Perry? He never comes up. Like, we never see him again.
Well, he's
She's
an
apparently-
older guy who's not the age of one of the pilots that she teaches.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's like,
He's just like a foil that we never know anything about.
never, nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even think, she goes to the bathroom, he probably leaves and isn't even in the bar anymore because he's...
She drops him so fast. Poor Perry. Scary Perry.
So, but this is all predicated on a bet between Goose and Maverick, right? And the bet is that he can like have sex with
her.
somebody in the bar.
On premises. Yeah.
Yes. And then she doesn't know anything about this, right?
Right.
But
Oh, God.
when she leaves the bathroom after this weird encounter that they have, she says to Goose, like, your friend was amazing. Like, why?
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I guess you're supposed to assume that Maverick said to her, by the way, I made a bet with my buddy that I could have sex with you at the bar before anyone leaves, despite the fact that you're on a date. So please tell him that I was great, which is a crazy thing to assume.
Yeah, because
Doesn't make any sense.
because she's on a date with that other guy.
Okay. The
So-
movie has problems, you know? What
Yeah.
are you going to do?
Well, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But she's not into him. She's not like, she doesn't seem like she's attracted to him, like she wants to be with him at all.
No.
She throws in this bone by telling Goose, right? Like
I just
I
want
don't
to
know
say,
why she does that, but
the most intrigued she seemed was when he came into the bathroom, which is
that's true.
a
Yeah.
crazy impulse and speaks to a traumatized person, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's confident, I guess. That's maybe a
But she works with 20-something-year-old pilots. They're all confident, you know?
yeah, that's true.
This guy just seems like watch your drinks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you were saying.
So they haven't, I guess they haven't really started Top Gun school yet, because the next day they're in class and they're getting introduced to the various instructors and, people who will be, they'll be working with. And lo and behold, they introduce Charlotte Blackwood as the civilian, she's the civilian expert on MiGs, I guess.
So
That's her.
so I guess she's like an aeronautical engineer.
I gathered that she was some sort of government contractor that was being brought in to do. I don't know what she was
It
doing.
seemed like she
there,
was
but
researching the avionics or aviation technology of the enemy in order to like write up the research for the benefit of the Navy to beat them in battle more easily.
right. But
That's
she
what
was
I gathered.
also an instructor. She was like in
She
the
called
classes
herself an instructor,
teaching
yeah.
them
like
how
as a
to-
consultant. I think.
I guess. Yeah.
I think she was bringing her knowledge of their technology into the classroom in order to say this is what they'd be capable of. That kind of made sense to me.
Yeah. So we find out that she's now
Yeah, and there's
Maverick's
like a
instructor.
moment.
Right. Yeah.
Oh God, I followed her into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You should.
But he's
be
still
doing
confident.
that.
He's like, I think I can still work this out.
Yeah.
And what seals the deal for him is the moment he reveals that he's been close to a MiG. Now she's
Not
in.
just close to it, but something about like keeping pace with it, head going down.
An inverted dive, yeah, of whatever 4G inverted dive, and he reveals that their information about it is wrong because they think that jet can't do that.
Right.
But that's what does it for her. Now she's in because she needs to get that information. She's using Maverick just for the information about the MiG.
Sure. Yeah. Well, they made
talks about
that
it later,
point.
too.
They made that point in the romance of like, oh, you're just using me, and it's like I don't understand the MiG and the 4G dive and the whatever, so I don't care. You know what I mean? It did keep me out of like the drama in the relationship, but the
Yeah.
relationship was like the mustard on this hot dog. So who even cares about the relationship? I'm getting mad.
Yeah, as you should be mad.
I know you think that. Yeah.
But she's literally just using him to get information because she wants a promotion at work.
Right.
And somehow, like, getting this classified information from him is going to get her a promotion, which I also don't understand what.
Yeah.
Like-
And by the way, she wants to get a promotion so she can move away from where she lives, which is across the street from the beach in California.
In California, yeah. In
Like, this
Miramar.
is the reason why I am so dissatisfied with the housing market now, is because in the 80s I was told that you could be like a government contractor and afford a house on the beach.
Yeah. But she didn't even like it. She wanted to go.
She wanted to leave.
Wanted to go move to Washington, I think, was her deal.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're
crazy.
right. Like the whole thing was like, I want to get a promotion. I want to leave,
Yeah, California.
which she did.
Which she did.
Yeah.
Super duper.
So what else happens? I mean,
Well,
there's the volleyball.
So there's the volley. We have to talk about the volleyball. The volleyball scene in Top Gun is maybe one of the top three like most iconic things about this movie. And I don't know if, like, for good reasons and bad reasons. Not for any good reasons. Like, if you see a sizzle reel of like Paramount movies or like Top Gun scenes, it always comes up, and I don't know why. like when I was watching it, it's strange like looks they're giving each other and like strange like flexing shots. But the main thing I was thinking the whole time is like volleyball is not an alpha dog sport. You know, like the jumping and the pouncing and the it's just not like contrasted with like the Iceman versus Maverick rivalry, which is like very alpha dog, very dominating. Volleyball was just not the sport to show that, right?
I don't think so. But
They
why?
could have been playing hopscotch, you know, and it would have made more sense.
Is hopscotch a competitive activity?
I think you can win and lose. I don't know. I don't know if I ever learned the rules.
Okay, I might have to look that up. But I like, so that's they put this in the middle of like Maverick has this. No, this was after he broke the rules, like flying below the hard deck, right? Which I have issues with, and I could tell you about those.
I have questions for you later
but,
about like your nitpicking, so we don't have to hit it now.
But then he has a date with Charlie, right?
Well, he has a date with Charlie right after the volleyball game.
Right after, yeah. So they put this volleyball in there for, like, what purpose is this scene?
It's almost like an intermission for the movie. It's like you don't have to pay attention to this weird tonal change. It's like it goes from intense Goose saying like I can't widow my wife, and then it's like volleyball time on the beach.
Volleyball, yeah.
And then also he's like going straight from that to a date,
which
sweaty.
he is late. Which he is late for.
And I'm writing in my notes also. I hope he showered before he left for the date.
Oh, he did not.
He did not, because as soon as he gets there, he says, "Can I use your shower on our first date
yep.
at your house?"
At your house. You're going to make me dinner. I'm going to go shower. Okay. A couple notes on the volleyball.
Okay, yeah.
He's wearing jeans. Why is they're playing beach volleyball. Why is he wearing, like, not jean shorts, like jeans all the way down?
Couldn't tell you.
It's like they didn't know, oh, wait, we got to go play volleyball, guys. I'm not at all prepared for this, but we got to go play.
I was thinking like their days must be just packed together. Like, you know, Hermione at Hogwarts has to like get a time traveling machine in order to like meet all her classes. It's like, no, we have 5 minutes to get to the volleyball court and then you're done for the day, but you have to set up your date so that it's 10 minutes after you started the volleyball game.
Right. Yeah.
So there's no time to change.
So there's no time to change. You're not going to be able to shower, but that's okay. You can shower at her house.
At her house. That level of presumption on his part is crazy. But anyway, what else is wrong with the volleyball game?
Well,
jeans.
I mean, it's other than just it being strange. Why is it there? Like, what was his plan for this whole thing? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and he bails on Goose, right? Because he leaves early from the volleyball game, but is late for his date, right?
Right.
So it's like none of this makes sense.
He's not 100% at anything on this day.
No. Yeah. So yeah, then they're off on the date, and he needs to shower, which we've talked about again and again. The bathroom things are just like piling up.
It's a really funny observation that I hadn't really put together, but you're right. So this date, it's the first time that we hear about Maverick's backstory, where we hear a little bit about his dad, how his mom passed away shortly after, and it was good to have him open up, and there's clearly a connection between him and Charlie. And I will say, after a couple times before, he followed her into a bathroom. I was very surprised when on this date, at a certain point, he just got up, thanked her for dinner, and walked away.
Yeah.
Which I thought was classy, although abrupt. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, the date was also weird because he walks in and asks to go take a shower, and she says no.
Right.
Like, you can't do that.
No, you're not getting naked in my house on our first date. Yeah.
makes sense.
Yes.
She doesn't ask him to leave at that point. They continue the date.
Yeah. He's already there.
Yeah, might as well. She needs the information about the MiG, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But then most of it is them like sitting not next to each other outside, right? Like he's like
It's
looking
very
off a different
cordial.
direction,
Yeah.
and then he just gets up and
And walks
I think
away.
doesn't he say I need to go take a shower and he leaves?
I thought he said like thank you for everything and left. I don't remember the show.
I thought
Maybe he does. I don't know.
He's still in his jeans from the beach.
It's almost like they realized, you know what? We finally had a date. We don't have any chemistry, but it was some good food. I'm a little sticky. I gotta go. I'll see you at class.
Well, again, I think she just wants that info.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe at this point she has her guard up, which is appropriate because she's an instructor and he's a student, and she's just looking for the information. So she's letting him get closer to her. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
The next scene is the Goose's family comes into town, which is Meg Ryan. Is
right.
his wife.
Yeah. Right.
Which that surprised me. I was like, she looks very young. I was surprised to see her. And so I looked up, is this like her first movie? This was her first major role. I guess it's not a major role, but it's 6 years before When Harry Met Sally, and it's 10 years before Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
So she's truly like at the beginning of her exponential climb for this movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I like Meg Ryan.
Yeah. Her and Anthony Edwards in this were actually
What is he from?
great. Yeah, I don't know what else he was in.
Okay.
I know he's done stuff.
Well, so after the family arrives, I think there might be a dogfight or a practice round, but then it goes straight into the sex scene. Well, not straight into it. Basically, there is a like chase scene where they are in a classroom and Charlie is dressing him down, saying, "You did this. You shouldn't have done this," in front of all of his classmates, and even though he did do the right thing. And so he leaves in a huff, gets on his bike, revs it while she's trying to talk to him, like, I can't hear you, and then drives off. She chases him, and then they end up at somebody's house, and then we go into just this quintessential 80s sex scene that is... My face is melting while I watch it. Oh, it's so... that kind of sex scene has really fallen out of fashion, where they're trying to turn you on, where the lighting changes and the music is like saxophones and it's sensual. They're touching each other and caressing, and it's like the movie
silhouetted and
it's like they're trying to make you horny, which I don't think that movies try to do that anymore. It's more like they had sex, next scene, right?
Yeah. What I just realized as you were describing the setup for this is he's really mad, right? Because she insulted him in front of all of his buddies, even though he like was successful.
Yep.
He gets on his bike, rides off, goes straight to her house.
I'm so mad at you. I'm going to your house. Doesn't make any sense.
She follows him in her little Porsche car. And like is like jumping through intersections and
she almost gets in a bad accident.
Yeah. Like, but then they just go to her house and have sex.
It's like midpoint from him angrily driving to his place. He makes the choice that no, she's chasing me. I'm going to go to your house.
They live at the base, right? The pilot.
Well, she has a house, like, no, not on the base, I don't think, because it's like a residential.
She lives off base, but the pilots live there. So like when he's,
I guess so.
When he's like zipping off on his bike, like
where is he going?
Where is he going? He goes straight to her house.
He had to pick up beer on the way home for Goose, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Now she's in love with him. She admits that like she can't she can't tell him
can't
in
quit
front of
you.
all the other people that she actually agreed with him because it'll, I don't know, it's a conflict of interest.
Show favoritism. Yeah.
Something like that.
So now they're in love. Great.
Now they're in love. They do it.
They do it. Well,
then
so
Goose
what
dies,
that
right?
does is there's been like a will they won't they for like the last 20 minutes. The sex scene cements that they have a relationship and there's
They
something
will.
there. And then we kind of return to the drama of like Iceman and Tom Cruise's like development as a pilot and a person, blah blah blah. Because we then head straight into like into this desert practice flight, right?
Yes.
Where
Which is
they're
also over the ocean. It's
yeah, I
both
mean it's
in
California.
the desert and over the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know where Miramar is, but
Yeah. I think it's by San Diego.
So what happens in this practice run?
It is a doubles mission, I guess we'll call it. So there's
Much like a doubles tennis match. Yeah.
right. So now there's, instead of it being like one pilot, one crew versus the instructor pilot, now there are two of the student crews. So there are two pilots, two F-14s versus two instructor pilots.
Yeah.
And so it's Jester is the old guy, right?
I don't know. But isn't it
It's Viper and Jester that are the instructors up there.
okay, and then it's Maverick and Goose and Iceman in Hollywood.
Right.
Iceman is Maverick's wingman.
Yeah.
Right.
And Iceman gets into a position to take a shot on Jester, I believe, but is like in the way. He's like taking too much time, and Goose is staying with him as he's being a good wingman. He's staying with him, but he's really mad at Iceman for like, just take the shot. You need to take the shot. Get out of the way.
Yeah, like we can get him.
Right.
But Iceman is like, I need to reload or whatever the hell is happening.
He just needs
wait
a couple
for
more seconds.
20 more seconds. No, he starts at like 20 seconds, right? And then he's like, only 10 more seconds. And you're moving. I mean, how fast are they moving? Like 300 miles per hour?
Something like that.
Like 10 seconds, you're like 40 miles down.
It's probably how they got out of the ocean.
Iceman, we're going to come to this like in the last scene, but Iceman, I don't know anything about what they're doing, and it's not explained or narrated, but I'm pretty sure Iceman keeps screwing up, right?
In this particular case?
Let's talk about this one. Yeah, right? He's waiting for 20 seconds to take his shot. Meanwhile, the guy next to him could do it at any moment.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense what the problem is and why Iceman is unable to take the shot. The point is, like, Maverick
I wish it did.
Yeah, sure, that would be great, but
yeah,
none of this movie makes sense. So
yeah.
But so then it ends up as like, okay, Iceman, get out of the way so I can take the shot, and he does, but Maverick is like somehow too close to him and gets in his jet wash. It causes an engine to stall,
And they start spinning
which
out.
then they spin, and during the ejection, which is also like a strange, Goose hits the canopy and gets killed, and they end up in the water, even though they were over the land just like moments earlier.
Right.
They're in the water. They have to go rescue him out there, and Maverick is like holding on to Goose's corpse in the water, and
he's dead.
Yeah, he's
He is
dead. Like
immediately dead, probably.
immediately dead. Yeah.
Broke his neck.
And the rescue swimmer comes out and he's like, "You gotta let him go, man. You gotta let him go."
Oh, it's symbolic. Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
Didn't notice
right?
that.
So yeah, it just happened moments ago, and they're like, "Let it go."
Well, but physically, let him go because we need to get out of here.
That. But like the symbolism, and it comes back again. The
Very
Jester
quickly
is talking to him in the bathroom. It's like, you're gonna see a lot of people die. Let it go. Like moments later.
Yeah, and then he's in court, and they find him to be like not liable, and they immediately put him back in the air, and he chokes, much like Cougar did in the very first-ish scene of the movie, and yeah, he gets a ton of crap for it.
Right. Yeah, and he ends up like dropping out and doesn't graduate from Top Gun.
But we have to mention the scene where. So after they try to put him up and he comes back down because he choked, they're in the shower, and Iceman and Maverick are alone in the shower, but mostly clothed, and Iceman comes up to Maverick and says some nice things, like everyone liked Goose. That's his like apology.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, I'm not a bad guy. Maybe we can find some peace here. Everyone liked Goose.
Yeah.
And then it pans over to a guy who I don't know his name. He's also partially clothed, and he's been listening. And then he goes to a phone and calls someone.
Mm-hmm. We don't know who.
And does he say Maverick quit, or am I supposed to infer that?
I think he says Maverick just
quit.
Yeah.
But it's not. But they don't say that in the conversation.
No. Maverick just walks away.
That's how we know. They're calling us on the phone.
Breaking that the fourth wall to say, hey, audience, what this
Pick
means
up your
is
phone.
Yeah, maybe they did like
Send me
some
a text
focus groups
movie.
on this, and like the people who watched it were like, "What happened?"
Maybe, but it seemed like a clean pan.
Well, they shot it again. They're like, "We got to shoot the scene over," but this time we'll call the audience. And we'll tell them this means that Maverick quit.
And then, stop me if I'm jumping ahead, but he's at a bar. Charlie's there.
Yeah.
She's leaving. He's quitting. She says something like, "You've got that maneuver down really well, quitting." And I'm like,
she's also leaving though, right?
Yeah. Why does he ever quit? Also, he keeps joining things in this movie.
It's true, yeah.
But it's dumb.
The first time he's quit. Yeah.
And then go ahead.
I don't even know how much more I want to talk
I
about.
was just dragging you through the mud. Yeah. Anyway, let's just finish this. So he goes to Tom Skerritt's house party. Tom Skerritt is Viper, right? They're like admiral or a sergeant.
A house party?
Yeah, there's like a house party.
No, he just goes to his house.
There's a party happening. Isn't there like a potluck or like some kind of a community dinner?
No, there's nobody there. You just...
Okay, well,
I know what you're getting confused by, but there's nobody at his house.
Okay. Well, Maverick's got the yips. He goes to like tell Tom Skerritt that he's done. I can't get back up in the air. Tom Skerritt says, "Your dad was a good guy. He was actually an amazing pilot, and he saved a bunch of dudes and died." And Tom Cruise goes, "That's great. Still quitting."
Yeah, we have to talk about the graduation though.
Yeah, please. I was going to skip right past it.
This is what I think you're getting confused with the house party, because it's it's the graduation for the best Navy pilots in the country, and it's at like a hotel pool with just like 25 people sitting in like lawn chairs. This is like the top pilots in the U.S., and this is what you think is the potluck.
So low budget. So it basically is a potluck.
Right, yeah. So that's where
are there wives? Are partners there?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's just like 4 rows of chairs in front of this pool at like a Ramada Inn or something.
That's crazy.
But he shows up, right? He walks in after the graduation, so he doesn't graduate, I guess. I don't know. But then he gets his orders.
He does graduate. I think that. Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
Which I thought he quit, right? So I don't know why they're like.
What we do know is that Iceman wins the trophy for Top Gun, which I will say for his development is like, because Goose died, we're all past the trophy. No one cares about that, and so I thought it was an interesting marker to say he's moved past just this competitive rivalry with Iceman. Now he's looking towards bigger issues in his life. That meant something to me.
Okay.
I noted it.
Okay. Good. Great.
And then they get their orders. They have to go to the Indian Ocean.
But then they repeat the first scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they're out there. There's some boat that is disabled, and they have to.
There's no setup.
No clue why they're doing this.
We don't know.
They run into the MiGs again. In this case,
everyone's sweaty.
Yep, everyone's super sweaty. Instead of Cougar getting all messed up, it's now Maverick who's all messed up. Meanwhile, Merlin's in the back freaking out again, like, you gotta fix this.
Yeah.
The whole scene, like it's the same scene as the beginning.
You're right. I did not pick up on that.
And then it's over. They're friends.
Yeah, and everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's not quite like that, though. Okay, so I just want to get into the
Tell
scene.
me why I'm wrong about that.
Okay, I have a controversial opinion here, which is I think Top Gun owes a lot to Star Wars.
Wow.
This scene, okay, so this scene, very similar to the final Death Star run in the original Star Wars, if I'm remembering the sequencing correctly, those movies.
No.
He's flying a plane. He has to shoot a target. He's kind of freaking out or doubting his ability to do it. He basically consults with a ghost, which is
Who does he consult with?
He's got Goose's dog tags in his hands, and he says, "Talk to me, Goose," which is basically Obi-Wan telling him, don't use the target system. You're fine. And then he shoots it and destroys the Death Star / Soviet MiG, and everyone's happy.
I don't.
It was actually to me, it felt like the structure was exactly like ripped out of A New Hope.
But it's also exactly the same as the first scene.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is.
They just like redid
except
that, but with different characters.
Except for the ghost consultation.
The ghost, there's no ghost.
Yeah.
Except that no, there's no ghost. I was just gonna say you kind of learn that Cougar has a family. He's like looking at he's got a picture taped to his.
That's more like building the doubt than the confidence. But I hear you. Okay. I will say, like, coming back to the dogfight scenes, the cinematography just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's this patchwork of editing different shots together. So like there's one like event where a missile fires at one of our guys and the plane dodges it and the missile goes by, and that's 3 shots. One of them is the missile firing, another one is a plane going like that, and the third one is no plane but a missile just flying away. Yeah. And you can't get the drama of it barely dodging this missile by seeing those 3 things 1, 2, 3. It doesn't work.
Yeah. So I think they had very limited actual aircraft footage that they got from the Navy. They did some like real flying with Navy jets, and they had limited stuff to work with. So a lot of things are repeated. Like the missile, I think they were able to shoot 1 missile in filming. So it's the same one every time that they show a missile.
I mean, I get the restrictions and the limitations, but I'm just telling you, like, it didn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
not exciting.
Challenging to keep track of. And what is very odd to me is what the guy in the back is doing all of the time.
He's that dog in the back seat.
Just looking around constantly.
We passed the park. What are you doing? Turn around.
His job is just like, I'm going to look behind us the whole time.
It was
crazy. The other aircraft that only have 1 person in them, so you don't have a dog in the back to look around and tell you passed the guy,
right,
is just fine.
Yeah.
So like,
winning,
what is
even?
Yeah, and a lot of times they're winning, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what the person in the back does.
No.
In reality.
So okay, to tie it up, that scene, our guys win. There's a flyby. Guy spills coffee again.
Yep.
Tom
He's the
Cruise
same guy. He's now on the aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean
again.
Yeah.
Maverick says he wants to be an instructor at Top Gun, and then he reconnects with Charlie. That's the story. I think that we should move on to our like meta installments about the movie and have some fun with it, because we just dragged that movie through the mud of that plot. And we're headed into our favorite corner about the movie phone.
Hello, and welcome to Movie Phone. If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1.
Thank you. That's
so as I was looking at this, the phone that was most popular in 1986, it was the Motorola 4500X transportable mobile phone. This was the sort of the cutting edge technology at the time. But the thing that's interesting about this one is it is huge. Guess how much it weighed?
I had to bring up a picture. This is So is this a car phone? This is a car phone.
No, this is not. The next evolution from the car phones. It had a battery. It was like self-powered. It
Wow.
was a mobile phone.
This is crazy. I know how
Guess
much,
how much it weighs.
it looks. I mean, it's literally is a brick with a phone on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 pounds.
Actually, yeah. It weighed 9.2 pounds.
I mean, how much does a brick weigh? Hold on.
Less
hold
than
on.
that. But it was they said if you got
6 pounds.
if you got an hour of talk time on it, you were lucky out of the battery. So you were carrying around a 10-pound weight.
People back then got so much time to themselves, man.
They did.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to always be responding on long calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you want to know how much it cost?
Please.
It was about $1,000.
Is that adjusted for inflation?
I don't think so. I think that was at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mobile phones were not popular, so like people didn't really have these.
Sure.
They weren't at this point actually like a real thing. But
that's crazy. We're gonna have to post a picture of this if we have a social media at this point. That's wild.
oh, we do.
Oh, great.
What do you got for trivia?
Okay. I've been talking to my buddy who's in the Navy and flies planes. I didn't get a chance to connect with him like on the technology, but I was interested to see what he was working with and kind of like what's the comparison of what were they flying back then and what do we fly now in the Navy? And what I found is that the difference in modern fighter jets is the F-14s that they were flying in Top Gun were very fast and they could fire. They had good weapon systems. They were pretty solid, but they didn't have stealth. They had heavier signatures, and they had sensors that could be really easily overwhelmed or fooled. Whereas modern fighters aren't necessarily that much faster than the fighters that they were talking about like in the 60s, but they're much stealthier, and they are better at making the first shot count. And obviously like more connected with our technology system. So it's more like adding technology into the plane rather than the hardware being that much better. Does that track with you are much more probably in tune with like avionics than I am?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the Navy is using. I'm going to get this wrong, and people are going to be upset. I think the Navy is now on the F-35, the Joint Strike Fighter.
That sounds right. Something in the 30s or 38,
yeah,
maybe.
Which is like its stealth is much more critical now than it. I don't think it really like the stealth technology didn't really exist then.
Yeah.
But the F-14 is still, in terms of like speed and munitions and stuff like that, is still like, somewhat similar to what we're doing now. I think a lot of times they like put stuff more inside the airframes, where like the F-14s, all the stuff is like hanging off the outsides of it. But yeah, I mean, there was like the F-14, then they went to the FA-18. For the Navy, all twin engine jets, and then I think the Joint Strike Fighter. So we're only like 3 generations past what.
Okay. Yeah, that's surprising.
Using.
I mean, we're talking 60 years. Yeah. Okay, more trivia. The Navy had a recruiting boost after this movie was released. You might have already read this.
I bet.
Recruitment jumped up more than 5 times. They had to, and they set up recruiting booths in movie theaters, which is that's actually messed up. That's kind of like a trap. Like you come out of there jazzed. All you can think about is how excited you were. And then there's a booth right there. Okay. I've got a couple more talking about like how difficult it was to get those missile shots and the fighting shots. Paramount had to pay the Navy almost $8,000 per flight hour for the use of the F-14s. Which is actually low compared to now, but still, I mean, it's a crazy amount.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why there wasn't that much external shots of the jets. A lot of it is like inside the cockpits, which are doing that in the studio.
That's true.
Which, compared to the modern, like Top Gun Maverick, they did almost all of that inside real jets, which if like comparing the two, the way that they look is there's like
Night and day.
you can tell like this is actually inside of a jet that was done.
You know, I gotta say, I was thinking about that when I was watching the movie. I felt good about the scenes that were shot like within the interior of the plane. And I think maybe it was just the acting that carried it through. Like, you know, Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer. Tom Cruise, like one of his best attitudes as an actor is focused. Like I really find him believable when he's focused. You know,
Yeah,
that was very true in the plane. Two more. Tom Skerritt actually served in the U.S. Air Force before acting. He was
really?
Viper. Yeah.
So he was like he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
That's why he was the best.
That's why he was the best.
The other ones are like,
Stupid.
what? You don't even know how to fly this thing.
That's good. And the last one, Val Kilmer didn't even want to audition for Top Gun, but he was contractually obligated to be in this movie.
What contract did he sign?
He might have had like a film deal contract with Paramount. I'm not
Okay.
going to pretend I understand those like licensing and contracts,
Yeah.
but they say like, well, this is why his reluctance fit into like the aloofness of his character.
He just didn't want to be there at all.
Because he never wanted to be there. He's like, I have to take a shower. If you film while I'm there, then I'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like he gets roped into this thing, and then they're like, oh, by the way, 90% of it's in the shower.
Oh my God. Perfect. I stay clean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so we've got we had this in previous episodes. We guessed the budget for the movie and box office.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is an over under. You're going to guess the actual dollar amount of the budget, and then I'm going to guess whether it's over or under, and then I'll look up what it actually was.
The
You
budget.
ready? Yeah, for budget starting there.
Okay. I'm going to say this was 100 million.
100. Is that inflation adjusted? I think we have to go with 1986 dollars.
50 million.
50 million. Okay. I'm going to go under, but only slightly.
You think I'm under?
Yeah, it was $15 million.
$15 million.
Now, what was the box office? So what did it make total?
So you're telling me that the budget was 15 million.
Yes.
Ah, man, I'm so bad at this.
You're not great. It's okay. We'll get better.
Global or domestic? Not that this is going to help me at all.
I don't know. Domestic.
150 million.
150 million. I'm gonna guess higher, and it was 357 million.
Wow.
Well, that's
okay.
worldwide. That's worldwide.
That's worldwide. Okay.
But
so
still,
I might have a chance. I said 100.
I'll look up
What did I say?
domestic. I think you said 100. I already forgot. 180 million domestically.
180. Wow. Okay. So they spent 15 and they made 180.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So this was, I think I saw that it was like the number one grossing movie of that year, right?
It was. Yeah.
It was. So I should have known better than to guess 100.
That was silly. I think what we should do is get adjust for inflation for all these movies and track how much Tom Cruise is making for the people making the movies over time.
But we got to know how much he's costing them too, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we can do
that's gonna go up,
revenue
I assume.
and profit. Yeah.
Wow. We're gonna have a spreadsheet pretty soon.
I love spreadsheets.
Yeah.
God.
Where do we go from here? Are we
Into the best segment in the world, reviews and reviews of reviews.
What do you got? Did you find some good ones? I had some trouble with this.
So, normally we love to do reviews and reviews of reviews because reviews can be very silly online. Yeah. I think it's the level of anonymity people have. They really just think they can say whatever, or not even think and just put up a review. Maybe they get cred on Amazon or IMDb. This movie was tough to find interesting ones, so we'll just do our best here, but don't give up hope on reviews and reviews of reviews for the next episode.
I think it's gonna be good.
Okay, I'll give it a try. So I have one review from Placeholder. They gave it 5 out of 5 stars.
All right, positive review.
The title is one of my favorite movies, and the review is very exciting, great actors, love those planes, sad it ends somewhat.
Sad it ends somewhat.
I gotta say, reading that again, I do love that review.
Yeah. What do you give that review?
I give it a 4.
A 4.
Because they reviewed it.
Yeah.
They explained why they felt the way they did about it, and it made me laugh.
Okay.
Do you want to do one of yours or just do more of mine?
Yeah, I'll do one. So this one it's a 3-star review.
Okay.
From Sam.
Ooh, tough.
The title is Half of a Chick Flick plus Half of a Bromance does not equal one whole movie.
They have a point.
The review is fairly ridiculous overall. You will like it if you are good at suspending disbelief or if you are 12. Which I'm realizing now, that's probably when I saw it, and I did like it then.
Yep. Yeah, that explains a lot. That's probably the last time I saw this movie.
Yeah. But I will give that review, I'll give that a 5 stars. 5-star review.
Because...
well, I think the title of the review was, it was good. It was catchy. It had a good bit to it. And it gave, I mean, you laughed like full on at the title. So strong opening. And then I think it really captured the movie quite well.
You have a full rubric. I really love it. Yeah. Very good. I'll do 2 more because I'm reading these and seeing I kind of like them.
Okay.
I got one from Ian. It's a 5 out of 5 stars. The title is Murica. It's a little bit long, but I'll cut out a little bit. In case you were wavering in your understanding that America is the greatest nation on the planet, both historically and currently, this movie should reinforce this fundamental knowledge. Rejecting communism via Reagan's belief in peace through strength? Check. Exhibiting American dominance in the skies over countries yearning to breathe free air? You betcha. Promulgating the positive, and it kind of goes on like that.
Yeah.
This movie is so baller that the United States... okay, so, I mean, 5 out of 5 for patriotism. I think that they never establish who the villain is and that they are Soviets. I don't know if it's entirely accurate to say that this reinforces my fundamental knowledge of America as the greatest nation on the planet. I do love the energy.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But I don't know if it's so much about the movie as it is about a review of America, the country. So I have to give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah, it doesn't really. If I'm coming to check out and see, like, am I going to like this movie? It doesn't help me understand that at all. Yeah.
It's more of a review of America in the Cold War, which is more of a history review. I do like the idea of reviewing history. And giving it 5 stars.
5 stars.
All right,
I would say this is an unhelpful review on Amazon.
I would say that too.
Yeah.
I think I should have a button for that. You know, I might even respond to him and say, I'll let him know. I'll let him know.
Yeah.
That'll be
Send
good.
him a link to the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Do you have another one?
I do. This is a professional review, and I thought it was very good. So this was from Roger Ebert on IMDb. He gave it 2.5 out of 4. I don't know why they do a 4-star thing, but 2.5 out of 4. He says, the dogfights are absolutely the best since Clint Eastwood's electrifying aerial scenes in Firefox. But look out for the scenes where people talk to one another.
That's a good tip.
Which is true. Yeah. There aren't that many where people are actually talking to each other. I noted that, like, Tom Cruise does not say very many words in this entire film. But when they do,
he's focused.
Yeah, he's focused. I give this a 5-star review.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was pointed, and it had a point.
I had a point.
Okay, I love this segment. I'll do one more.
Yeah.
This is fun. Another 5-star review from Marvin. Title, enjoy the movie for its entertainment. What can I say about Top Gun that has not been said? Makes you want to join the Navy and be a fighter pilot. Cannot recall the number of times I've watched this movie over the years. I'm just going to pause there and say this movie really centered around PTSD from being a fighter pilot.
It's true, yeah. How traumatic it was and how dangerous it is.
How your best friend dies. But
Yeah.
I get it. It's exciting. And then it goes on to say, however, having spent 30 years as an Air Force pilot, it is not all that glamorous, just a lot of hard work for little pay. Enjoy the movie for its entertainment. So he kind of says, this movie's great. It'll make you want to be a pilot, but I don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the movie.
What's your review of that review?
Okay, I almost forgot. I guess it's a 3.5.
Okay.
I don't know why.
You have
I'm
no
tired.
criteria for that. All right. That's fair.
I'm tired of this review.
Good review. All right.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Well, I guess that's Top Gun, huh?
I guess that's Top Gun. I was thinking that we could talk about where Tom Cruise was in his life when he's doing these movies. Although he's pretty much in the same place he was when he made Legend and All the Right Moves, which is very early in his career. Mm-hmm. So there's not really much to say. This movie is kind of the beginning of his stardom. So I'm expecting the next movie is going to be... There might be more to say about like where he's headed personally.
Yeah, I have to be honest. When we came up with the idea, right, it was like, how are we going to watch Top Gun? I have no idea what's next. I had a sense of, I knew Risky Business and Top Gun, and now it's like, I don't know where we go.
Well, you know what I'm worried
excited
about is a couple days ago I went on Tom Cruise's Wikipedia and looked at his filmography, and there are some movies before this that we didn't cover. Yeah, there's Endless Love.
Is he top billed in that?
No, he's not. But
that was our criteria.
Was that the
He had to be
criteria?
top
Okay,
billed.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, Taps, he's among the top billed.
What year was that?
1981, before losing it. It never happened. Never happened. We can pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you were the one that said losing.
Hey, don't put this on me. How dare you, Marty?
Your fault, John.
Marty. This is actually number 8 in his filmography, but
number 8.
Whatever.
We're close. We're on number 5. And there were some that we said don't count because he's not top billed.
That's true. I will say, looking at this, it's most of the next like 10 movies are ones that I really like.
Go.
Yeah.
So what is next? You got to tell me what's next.
It's a Martin Scorsese movie with Paul Newman, The Color of Money. Have you ever seen it?
Okay. No, I haven't.
I went through like a Paul Newman fan phase when I was a kid. Like I loved Cool Hand Luke, and oh my god, the movie he did with Robert Redford, Sundance Kid. Oh my god,
Butch Cassidy.
I'm glitching. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. We'll edit that out so I sound smart. The Color of Money is a really... I remember it to be a really fun movie about pool sharks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's next.
Now I'm back in. I'm excited.
Sweet.
This really this brought me down because I was disappointed in how little I enjoyed watching it. I mean I was bored. It was a struggle to get through it. So
yeah, I feel that expectations, reality, it happens. Yeah. I will say, like, we don't have to record this part, but it goes The Color of Money, Cocktail, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Days of Thunder, Far and Away, A Few Good Men, The Firm, Interview with a Vampire, Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, Eyes Wide Shut. Like, those are all pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
And I have seen none of them.
Really? Oh, awesome.
Well, I've seen Mission Impossible. But
okay.
And I've seen, I think, parts of Rain Man, but
okay. Yeah,
none of the other. But I think this is why we did this, because he's got some good stuff, but I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I really like Mission Impossible. I really like Interview with a Vampire, Jerry Maguire, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, I'm excited. We can stop recording. We should have an outro, right?
We should, yeah. We should have something that we.
How about this? Disembarking from the movie cruise. See ya, Marty.
Bye, John. I'll see you on the next adventure.
Bye-bye.